What happens to cities when everyone leaves around the world? There are empty cities with amazing stories. Let's explore some of the most interesting abandoned places and find out why they were left behind.
Welcome back to my channel, Sara in Canada. I hope you're doing well. First, Hashima Island, known as Battleship Island due to its shape, is an abandoned ghost town in Japan. It is located about 15 kilometers, 9 miles from the city of Nagasaki. In the 1960s, Japan started using oil instead of coal, and the demand for coal dropped. The mines on Hashima closed in 1974, and everyone had to leave. Since then, the island has been completely abandoned, with buildings left empty. Second is Craco, Italy. Craco is a ghost small abandoned town in southern Italy. It's located in the region of Basilicata and sits atop hill for 100-meter cliff that overlooks the Convoni River Valley. In the 20th century, Craco began to face serious problems. The town's position on a hill made it vulnerable to landslides and erosion. These natural disasters damaged buildings and made living conditions difficult. As a result, many of Craco's residents were forced to leave in the 1960s, and they never came back. Today, Hashima Island is a popular spot for tourists. Third, Centralia is a small town in Pennsylvania, USA, which is mostly abandoned today, and the world's famous ghost towns. Centralia, Pennsylvania, reached its peak population of 2,761 in the year 1890. At that time, it was a thriving mining town. After the coal mine fire began in 1962, it's been burning for over 60 years and is expected to continue for another 250 years. Today, only a few people still live in Centralia, but most of the town is empty. Streets, sidewalks, and a few structures remain. Pripyat, also known as Pripyat, Ukraine, is a ghost city located near the northern border of Ukraine, close to the Belarus border. It was founded on February 4, 1970, as a home for the workers of the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant. But in 1986, a terrible disaster happened when one of the reactors exploded. This released dangerous radiation into the air. Because of the radiation, the people of Pripyat had to leave their homes quickly. They were told it was just for a few days, so they left most of their belongings behind, but they never returned. Today, Pripyat is an abandoned ghost city. The buildings are empty, and nature is slowly taking over. Tourists visit Pripyat with special guides to stay safe. In the 1970s, Famagusta, Cypress, was a popular tourist destination, but in 1974, everything changed. A war broke out between Greece and Turkey. Since then, Famagusta has been abandoned ghost town. The buildings are still standing, but they're slowly falling apart. Hotels that were once full of tourists are now empty shells. People had to leave quickly, abandoning their homes, cars, and belongings. In 2020, Turkey and northern Cyprus reopened parts of Varosha to visitors. The Burj Al Babas is an abandoned ghost town located in Turkey, near the town of Madernu. It's a place where they built hundreds of small castle-like homes. Burj Al Babas was an ambitious $200 million project. The idea was to sell them to rich people, mostly from the Middle East and Europe. But it was abandoned after the company went bankrupt, and most of the homes remain empty, so the area became a ghost town with no residents. Now, it has become a popular spot for photographers and tourists. Kelso is an old, abandoned town in California. The town was built in 1905, where people worked in the mines, and on the railroad, it had a post office, a school, and even a jail. Over time, the mines closed, and the railroad stopped running because they ran out of valuable stuff, like iron. It was too expensive to keep digging, and there wasn't much left, so they shut down. The people left, and the town became empty. The post office shut down in 1962, and Kelso became a ghost town. Now, people visit to see the old buildings, like the train depot, which still stands. The depot has been turned into a museum, showing what life was like when the town was still alive. Bodie is one of the most famous ghost towns in the United States, found in California. In the late 1800s, it was a busy gold mining town, with about 10,000 people living there. But over time, the gold ran out, and people started leaving to find work somewhere else. In 1992, the fire devastated many of the remaining buildings. Today, visitors can see what life was like during the gold rush, but no one lives there anymore. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up.